let's go back to the workforce issue and touch on, we announced at the summit that the AED Foundation was launching its Vision 2025 campaign, an effort to raise $5 million to put towards the foundation's efforts to promote the workforce and address the technician shortage. And I know that you've been a contributor to that, and you've also been working on calling some other dealers to contribute. Briefly, why did you choose to contribute to Vision 2025? And what would you say to the AED members who might be considering making a donation, or certainly will be asked to make a donation here in the near future?
I would start this conversation with the fact that we have been working on workforce and specifically technician availability actively since the mid-90s. So this is not a new issue. And many of us have succeeded with some tremendous strategies that involve community colleges that may have been accredited by the AED Foundation. We may have outreach programs going on into our high schools and vocational schools. All of us, I'm sure, are doing something. But I can tell you, in our case, it's just not enough. The quality may be there, but the quantity is not. And you know, we have so many opportunities to replace folks who have retired. In our case, the 70s were a time of major hiring across the business, and especially technicians. And all those folks have retired or are retiring with 30 to 50 years of experience. So we have just at any one time, we have 50 openings for technicians, and I can't fill those jobs with people that we're creating through our own Think Big program as a CAT dealer that's AED accredited. We dabble, we find some talented people, but it's just not enough. So we need a push that is at a broader and just more significant level. I've always been a fan of Virginia Fox. She is over in North Carolina as a longtime representative. Workforce is her thing. When you get her in the room talking about this subject, everyone's listening, and her passion comes through. That's an example of high level push on this subject. With this campaign and with the plan to put human resources in place at AED to support really what are local efforts or regional efforts across the nation in workforce, that's going to make a difference. And we all know that something has to be different, something has to be better. That's what many members say when they might get a phone call. Well, what are we going to do differently? Well, there are some differences. One of those is resources. I think 4 full-time equivalents is the plan. It also is advocating in Washington, D.C. It's anywhere and everywhere getting the message out about our industry and the opportunities that exist, and really even promoting the other trades along the way too, because they're our customers. They need people, and for us to survive and thrive, our customers need to do so as well. And so we need to collaborate with our customers and their associations. It really is just a widespread effort, and an effort that does need to pay some dividends for the funds that we invest. So that's my thinking about workforce there.
Great. Ken, tell us about, now Ohio CAT's been an involved member with AED for some time. Your folks regularly attend not only Summit, the fly-in, but just about all the conference offerings that AED has. What would you say to members who might be considering attending those types of events but haven't. And in the value, speaking of the value that you believe your company gets out of attendance at AED conferences throughout the year.
Well, it is a tradition here that we remain an active member. And from my point of view, yes, the advocacy part in Washington has been really important. The summit's important, where you get a chance to interact with the broader industry, meeting people, hearing speakers, learning about business and industry. I mentioned just now how there are educational elements to the fly-in. Well, there's so many educational opportunities at AED that maybe people overlook some. And with so many new people in our company and so many new folks that we all need to recruit into our workforces, where do you go to get that knowledge? Where do you get to go? Where do you go to get the skills, whatever they may be? Well, AED is a bullseye on getting the right, the right training and education for our industry. Each of us may have a manufacturer or more who offer coursework and online material, whatever it may be, and that's all good. But at AED, there's a level of quality and focus that is unmatched if you're trying to get people educated in business and our industry. So there's the educational aspect of it. Even with seasoned people, we all need to remain current. I know one of our HR individuals is going to the HR and Financial Symposium in April, and she's going to attend because she wants to remain current with matters in HR, and there's so many of them these days. So we're going to attend that. And there just are other elements of education and staying informed that AED is so good at and so targeted for our needs, unlike a more general source of information or education. So it's tradition, but it's also real need based on how fresh and new our workforce really is today in the business.
Oh, we're just about out of time, but Ken, I want to spend the last couple minutes talking about your involvement in the leadership at AED, because you've served on the AED Foundation board. You also served on the AED board before taking on your new role as AED chairman, and prior, as part of that, you served on the executive committee as you worked your way up. What have you found the value of being involved in the leadership of AED? What's the value takeaway been for you? And what would you say to encourage other folks to consider getting involved in the leadership?
Well, I'll tell you, the people that populate those leadership positions are fantastic people. I think we all know that this industry is really a people industry. It's a people business. It's not just all the assets and all the technology and so on. It's people, and you get just great people who are aspiring to and filling roles of leadership. So it's a dynamic group of people where you get to share your own experience and insights about the business with others who have strong levels of knowledge and passion about the business. And you're really, you're speaking to your peers, you're speaking to folks that understand the nature of our overall business. It's not purely theoretical talking to someone who's involved in healthcare, or banking. This is our business. We have our issues, and we have lots of perspectives on our industry and our business. So it's a great place to meet interesting people and to learn together, share experiences. I think that's been the most exciting part. And really, there's just that sense that you are giving back and you are making a difference in our economy, in our industry, in our society. And making a difference, I think, is important to most of us in this whole industry, because we're doing things, we're doers, we get things done, and AED is the same thing, and just organizes some of that energy and knowledge and enthusiasm, focuses it and applies it where needed, and that's an awesome feeling to be a part of that whole process. So I certainly matured through some of these positions, learned a great deal, and when you're later in your career like this, maybe doing a chairman role, you have a good knowledge base and experience base to add value, and that's at the end of the day what feels great.
Well, thank you. And I want to thank Ken Taylor, the current AED chairman, for taking time to join us. It's been my pleasure to have a short conversation with you, and we look forward to our next guest next month, and we encourage everybody to tune in. So thank you very much, Ken, for joining us. And we would encourage all of our AED members to get involved with the association and really get the most out of the value of your membership. Thank you.
It was my pleasure, and I'll look forward to seeing some of you at the different events throughout the year.